Hi, Michael Buffer here, and let's get ready for Stat Sports.
So here with Knicks legend, Walt Frazier, your annual youth basketball camp, and you get to interact with these kids, sign some autographs. Just what is this experience like for every year?
It's the highlight of my summer, man, coming here. Like I tell them, I could be anywhere I want in the world, but I chose to be with you guys, and for the things I've accomplished, kids have always been there for me, so I'd be an ingrate not to give back. I feel compelled to do it. I can't believe this year is like 52 years of doing basketball camps. I still get excited, still enjoy it.
What's that mean to you, just to be able to give back to the community and teach that next generation of young basketball players?
It's everything, because when I look at my career, like I told them my story when I was a freshman in college. I had speech class and I always went to class till it was time to give my speech. So one day the instructor said he'd like to see me after class. He said, "Mr. Frazier, why did you come?" And I said, "Man, I can't talk in front of the class." He goes, "You're the basketball player, aren't you?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Well, I've seen you play in front of 1,000 people that you don't know. Why can't you talk in front of 20 people?" So anyway, long story short, I gave my speech. And whenever I'm in front of a group, I think of that guy and say, what if? What if this man did not give me the confidence? Would I be dishing and swishing, shaking and baking in the toughest market in the world now? So that's what I tell them, man. Confidence is everything. I'm standing on the shoulders of a lot of people, so I have to give back.
Growing up in Atlanta, Georgia, big family, what was your dream growing up?
My dream was to be an athlete. You know, my mom had me when she was 16, so there's a close relationship. So with 7 sisters and 1 brother, my mom, what I remember most, you always wanted a house with a big kitchen. She loved to cook. Yeah. So I can remember as a kid when I'm 14, 15, I used to pray every night, "God, please let me be a basketball, football, baseball player to buy my mom a house." So that was my motivation. And 1973, she got a house with a big kitchen.
Just what was that moment like?
That was actually the pinnacle for me.
Yeah.
You know, because that had been the gravity that propelled me for everything that I was doing, was trying to please my mom and help my family. So that was the highlight.
Take me back to draft night for you. I'm sure you're wearing a fancy suit and you get the 5th overall pick, drafted by the Knicks, New York City. What was that like?
No, you know, it was the antithesis then. During that time, there were 18 rounds of the draft.
Yeah.
Right. And there was no hoopla. Nobody came to New York.
Different times back then.
Right, man. I was in class.
Oh, okay. Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, the day of the draft, I had talked to a few teams, and when I came back, my attorney told me I'd been drafted by the Knicks, and I was shocked because the Knicks never talked to me before the draft.
Wow.
You know, and I had another year of eligibility, so they didn't know whether I would come out or not. But, yeah, it was bizarre, but not the hoopla and pageantry that they have today.
Is it amazing how much it's changed since then?
Yeah, man. I'm like one of the pioneers when I look back now. The revolution of the game. But I think Robinson and West and Elgin Baylor, those guys are laying the groundwork. Wilt Chamberlain. Obviously before them, Mike and Kuzi, the older players that have made it possible for myself and now these guys to prosper from the game.
So many people will think about 1970 and that iconic Game 7 performance, and you guys don't have Willis Reed. Just take me back to that night. What was going through your mind?
Well, the day of the game, normally I'm thinking what I'm going to wear. Yeah. But that morning I woke up with Willis play. Yeah. But again, check this out. There's no social media.
It's different. It's a different world back then.
I couldn't go on my phone or anything, so I'm calling a few people no one knew. So only when I got to the game did I know the scenario with Willis. Yeah. And so a lot of people thought it was premeditated. Yeah. We knew he would come out, but we didn't, man. It was all serendipitous. And ironically, when I left the locker room, Holtzman told me Frazier hit the open man. But as the game progressed,
you were the open man.
I was the open man. So obviously I had the game in my life. Willis was the inspirational, making the first 2 shots, and the rest is history.
Why do you think it kind of all just came together that night? Why was it so special?
Destiny. I believe in destiny. Some things are meant to be. If we played the Lakers 4 or 5 times after that, we might not have won. But that one night, man, it was our destiny. There was this time for the Knicks, and now we're looking for that luck again for the Knicks. So we haven't had it since 1973. I thought 94 was our year with Riley and Ewing, those guys, that we had the home court, the best team. But so hopefully the Knicks fans will be out of their suffering soon.
We'll talk about the current Knicks in a second, but I have to notice you've got the championship ring on your hand right now. Just what does that mean to you?
It's symbolic of a perfect season. Everything has to go right. I wear it every day with a lot of pride.
At this point in your career, obviously you do the camps, you're retired. Just what kind of drives you at this point in your life?
That's a good question, man. What drives me? Like I tell the kids, I was raised by a village.
Yeah.
You know, I had parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, my peers, my coaches. So there's a fire that burns inside of me to whatever I put my mind to do, to strive at it. And right now I'm just trying to be a centenarian. You know, that's one of my things, try to live to be 100, diet, exercise. And what I'm doing with the camp, if I can help a couple of people along the way, people that I can help and that want to sacrifice something, that's what I'm trying to do. I still enjoy the broadcasting.
Yeah.
I still enjoy at the restaurant, meeting and greeting people. So I'm actually having the time of my life now, right now.
If I went to your restaurant for dinner, what would you recommend? What's the best dish in the house?
Grilled salmon, that's my favorite. Also the grilled chicken.
Okay.
But we have steaks, chops, chicken, seafood, guacamole, the burgers. But like I said, I'm more into the health aspect of it, so I don't really eat a lot of different things there. I eat a lot of eel.
Really? Eel? Why eel? I would never have guessed that.
Eel sushi, I don't know. I like it. It's very quick. You know, it's cooked. It's not raw.
Yeah.
So I eat a lot of that. Salads, fruits, nuts, raisins. Healthy diet from being in basketball.
Yeah.
So it kind of carried over. And obviously the older you get, you realize, man, your health is your wealth. Yeah. Because when I look back at my career now, look how many, most of my peers are retired, man. And most of them can't travel. That's why they're not working. You look at Phil Jackson, that's why he's not coaching. You know, if he was healthy, he'd probably still be coaching. So it's, your health is everything at this point. My health is my wealth.
How crazy is it just to be an athlete in New York with your own restaurant and all of that? And not many have it. It's kind of crazy, right? Yeah,
that's what I tell the kids. Because of their parents and grandparents, the kids made me the first guy to endorse a sneaker in 1973.
You got your Clydes right there?
Yeah, I always wear my Pumas, and I can't believe I've been with them over 40 years.
It's amazing.
You know, 50 years of basketball camps. I've done maybe 8 books. You know, I tell them I have my own restaurant, right? So who has it better than the Clyde, man? Seriously. So, and all of that because of the fans, and that's why you ask me, why do I do it? That's why I feel compelled to give back. Whenever you see me, I'm signing autographs, I'm smiling. I know I'm a very blessed man.
Just everything that New York City has given you, what does the city mean to you?
It's everything, man. This is where I became a man. This is where I learned about life on the court, off the court. Willis Reed was a tremendous role model for me. My professionalism on the court, dealing with the fans, cordially, being a good person, having a strong work ethic, you can be successful. And this is what we stress with the camp, man. You know, to be successful, you got to have a plan, know where you're going, confidence, believe in yourself. Don't squander your time, use your time, work on your weakness, teamwork, sportsmanship, good character. You know, nothing can deny you if you have that.
Let's go to the current Knicks for a second. Obviously a crazy offseason, and Brooklyn is the team that ends up with Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. I know, right? Who? Just what was your reaction when you saw that?
I was flabbergasted.
Really?
Yeah. I never thought those guys would go to Brooklyn over the Knicks.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? So, and then everyone was saying, you know, they were coming to the Knicks. So I was really shocked when that happened.
Why do you think they chose Brooklyn? Is it what can you possibly come up with? Why do you think they chose Brooklyn over the Knicks?
I have no idea, man. I really couldn't figure it out because the Knicks needed a guard, and Kyrie was the type of guy they needed.
Yeah.
I think if Durant did not get injured, we might have been able to get him. So from what I'm reading, the Knicks were not interested in taking a gamble on him, so maybe that's why he decided to go to Brooklyn.
Understandably, a lot of Knicks fans are nervous right now. They need some type of comfort. Just what kind of advice and maybe comfort would you give them on what the future holds for the Knicks?
Well, it's the same story, same old song. We still have cap room for the coming years. We just need some luck, man. You know, we just cannot seem to get a break. That's what we need to get over the hump. But the Knicks fans are loyal. They're faithful. All they want from the team is to give 100%. They know talent-wise we're not there, but if those guys come out and hustle and play hard, the fans will support them.
Obviously, one of those bright spots is R.J. Barrett, third overall pick. Just what do you think about his game and how it will translate?
I liked him in college. Obviously, defense is going to be one of the catalysts for he and Knox, for those guys to reach the next level. But that's a good nucleus for the Knicks to build around. It's sort of a dynamic duo. You know, I like Morris. I think he's definitely going to start. So he's a guy capable of 15 and 8. Randall is the key guy, 2010 guy, hopefully. I like Peyton in the backcourt, very aggressive guy. Smith Jr. There's talent there. So it's up to the coach, Fizdale, to mend and blend those guys and make them efficient.
A lot of the sports talk show debate is whether New York's going to become a Nets town over a Knicks town. Are you worried about that at all?
No, it's a Knicks town. You know, like I don't see the current net team being more successful than Kidd.
That's fair.
And Kmart, you know, and Jefferson. Right, they were magnificent, man. But they went there to the finals twice, and everyone still was saying, what's wrong with the Knicks? You know, I was more concerned with that than what the Nets were doing. So it's still a Knicks town for now.
Yeah, for now. I'm kind of fascinated. Obviously, you're a basketball savant. You know so much about the game. Just who do you think is the all-time basketball GOAT? There's so much debate about that.
Wilt Chamberlain is the only Superman to ever play the game. His records are hilarious.
Yeah, seriously.
You know, anybody they talk about doing something, Wilt Chamberlain has done it hundreds of times. So
no Jordan or LeBron for you. You got Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain, Russell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Curry was the only unanimous selection, man. They should apologize
multiple times.
They should apologize to Russell and Chamberlain, man. Those guys for what they did for the game and the dominance that they had. You know, Jordan is up there too, well deserved. LeBron, I don't think is right there with those guys. He's not on Mount Everett, you know. But Jabbar, you know, Chamberlain, Russell, Robertson, you know, those guys were magnificent in what they did for the game.
Before we let you go, I'm just fascinated. There's so much, you know, people will say there's parity now in the NBA now with the Warriors and their dynasty is probably over. Just who do you think is the favorite this year in the NBA?
The parity is fleeting because of what guys are doing, the camaraderie of joining the same team. So when you do that, you negate the draft. You know, the draft is to keep parity. But now you have these super teams, guys getting together and joining teams. So you're going to have 4 or 5 of those, and then the rest of the teams are kind of mediocre. So the NBA...
So you're not a fan of the Clippers and all that?
I'm not a fan of what the players are doing because the NBA is at its zenith right now, man. Every team is worth $1 billion. The salaries are mind-boggling.
Crazy.
You know, it's
you
an
probably wish you
international
could put some
sport.
shoes on right now and play.
Yeah, I only need 1 year, half a year. You know, so for them to keep doing what they're doing, I hope they don't destroy the game and take away the interest of the fans by, you know, taking away the hope of teams by getting a good draft choice that they can become a contender.
Is there anything they can do to change that in your mind?
Well, the commissioner has spoken on it. He's trying to. Kerr has spoken on it. He didn't like it. So, you know, there's concern. So I guess the next collective bargaining agreement, they'll try to deal with it.
Clyde, thank you so much for the time. Always fun. Enjoy the camp.
Thank you.